2020 was messed up with no real signs of truly slowing down, and to me, the most upsetting thing is that the death, suffering, fear, and uncertainty has carried along with it a continuous, unstable, financial underbelly. In this video, we'll see what we can do about it. Imagine losing a loved one, then being hit with a crazy medical bill, losing your job and not being able to afford a funeral, all while trying to process the grief and mourning without the ability to be surrounded by loved ones because of lockdown measures. And then realizing, why does everything seem to be underpinned by financial uncertainty? At least for the gigantic majority of people in my life. That's not the way life should be, and yet every decision, every consequence we evaluate seems to be necessarily and instinctively made through some prism of financial scarcity. Where can I cut back on my spending? What possessions can I sell to keep me afloat? Why can't I just catch a damn break? I'm pissed because seeing so many people's already strained finances tipped over the edge completely by the pandemic has made me resolute in one thing. The solution cannot just be one-sided, where we cut back on spending. We need to double-end it by also earning more. The internet is full of resources on how to cut back on spending and ways to budget, but what it's starving from are real, actionable, step-by-step, non-fake get-rich-quick ways for us as individuals with day jobs to straight up earn more money. So how do we double-end the money conundrum? On the reduction side, we start off by identifying our true monthly burn rate. By the way, I made a 100% free, no strings attached workbook that's linked in the description below if you'd like to figure that out for your real burn rate. But regardless, part of this is the act of identifying on paper all the ways we can realistically cut our spending, and the key term there is realistically. But that's still just managing the burn rate. How do we earn more? I made a video of the 3 types of side business types, which I'll link right up here if you're interested, but essentially we have product-based businesses where we sell things, service-based businesses where we do things, and we have content-based businesses, like a podcast blog or, hey, a YouTube channel. For most people, product-based businesses, they're just not as realistic to dive into right away because they require upfront money, whether we're talking about buying inventory or paying for manufacturing. Regardless, money we don't have. And when it comes to content-based businesses like a YouTube channel, anyone can start immediately, but it takes time. The time it takes to actually start earning money is so long that it doesn't address financial needs right now. So the most viable option for most people is that we need to start a service-based income stream that relies solely on our knowledge, time, sweat, and existing tools. In other words, an income stream for us to bootstrap. If you've been having the feeling that money is always mired by a feeling of scarcity, despite working your tail off and cutting back on spending, you're not crazy. Our society has become one where the cost of living and stress has gone up, while incomes and job security levels have dropped, to the point where cutting back ruthlessly is just not enough for countless people anymore. We need to earn more. Before I move on, I'd love to know in the comments, hypothetically, if you were forced into unemployment today and had to start on your own with your skills, knowledge, and existing tools, what would you offer as your service? Do you have a clear and pleasant voice and start offering voiceover services for small businesses wanting to record commercials? Are you a mechanic and can start offering seasonal tire changing services right at people's homes? Are you a great salesperson and can start offering on-site sales boot camps for small businesses? No matter who you are, you have something you can do that'll make life easier or better for others that you can charge money for. If you feel like there's nothing you can think of or want some inspiration and ideas you may not have even thought of, I recommend considering the book, The $100 Startup by Chris Guillebeau. I loved it so much because not only did it share so many real-life case studies from real normal people like you and me, but also, in doing so, provided actionable beginner steps for each. I've linked it in the description below if you'd like to check it out for yourself. Whether you have huge billionaire dreams or just want to know that you and your loved ones will be okay, we all need to start somewhere. The challenge, from what I could see, is to figure out how to get paying clients. We all have something that can be converted into a service, and the money is out there. But bridging that gap, finding people who will pay for the value you can provide is arguably the most important natural missing part. Is this sales? Is this marketing? Is this both? Regardless, it's a lock that needs to be picked, and I'm determined to crack that code. Even if you're currently employed and happy with work, just seeing all the strife in the circle of people I know, let alone the world at large, has truly made me see the importance of taking steps towards having the ability and know-how to generate income completely independently. But brass tacks, I believe everyone should start a side hustle. If you're hurting for money right now, I encourage you to think of a service-based one. If you're not hurting for money immediately, but agree that 2020 has taught us that it's important to develop income independently, your scope of exploration might go beyond service-based and go into content-based. If you're interested in the minimum startup costs for all 3 types of side hustles, you can watch the video that I linked earlier and also link it in the description below. If you're catching value, please do hit that like button, and if you'd like to follow along as I figure this out, consider subscribing right over here. But most of all, as a little thought exercise, if you were forced to become an entrepreneur tomorrow, based on your skills, experience, passions, and resources, what type of solopreneur business does your instinct tell you to pursue? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.